Dan Perry here with another C++ tutorial for Dan on Tech. In this video we will continue looking at random numbers, and we've seen how we can use the rand function to generate a random number, and to make it more random we need to seed that, and we use the srand function to seed it, and by using the time function it always seeds it with a different value, so we do get a much better random number. Now, when we would run this, we would see numbers with a fairly large range, and I'm seeing numbers when I run it this time as high as 31,000 in some, as low as 9,000 in this particular run. Well, what am I getting? Well, I'm getting a range of numbers that run, or integers that run from 0 to a maximum number, and the way we can find that is there's actually a constant that is created that indicates the maximum number. And if I want to see what the maximum random number is, for any system, and it is system dependent, I can use, or I can output that variable. And so to do it, or I said variable, that constant, it is rand in caps, this is in caps, R-A-N-D underscore max. And that is a constant. We generally, when we do define a constant, use all caps for it. And this is a system constant. It's part of that library, so that it's built in. It's not something we have to define. Okay, now, when I run it this time, I'll see that max random number at the top, and it's 32,767. So that is my maximum random number that's going to be generated by this system. Well, that's good, but tells me that I'm getting random numbers between 0 and that maximum random value, but I may not want that. What if I want random numbers, random integers, say between 0 and 5? How can I do that? Well, to generate random numbers in random integers in a range, the way I do that is use the mod or modulus. If you remember, the modulus is the percent sign, and it says do an integer division and return the remainder. So it will do the division, give us an integer value, or rather give us the remainder of that integer value. So if the number is, say, 10, and I do 10 mod 6, it would give me a 4 because the remainder is 4. 10 divided by 6 will go one time with a remainder of 4. So if I want a value between 0 and 5, I would do a 6, a mod 6, and that would give me, divide the number by 6, and so if there's no remainder it would be 0, and the largest remainder would be 5. So it'll give me a number between those ranges. So let me run this and show you our results now. And now we can see I've got a couple of 1s, a 2, a 4, 5, a 1, 3, some zeros. So I've got a number of these values, and in this case I actually got all the values. Didn't have to do that because they are fairly random. What if I wanted, though, from 1 to 6, maybe to simulate rolling a dice? Well, if I'm getting 0 to 5, the way I would do that is just take that result and add 1 to it. So taking that rand mod 6, add 1 to it, changes that scale from a 1 to a 5, 1 to 6. And when I run it this time, I've got a 1, a 5, 3, 2. So I've got numbers between 1 and 6. There were no zeros in this case. Now, take it a step further. If I wanted any other range, just by doing my range of values with my mod, let's say I want 1 to 10, I would do a mod 11 because I want values between 1 and 10, and again add 1 to it. Well, let's run that. And you can see I've got numbers between, I'm sorry, 1 and 11 in this case. Sorry, I said 1 to 10. If I wanted 1 to 10, I need to change this to a 10 because I'm going 1. It initially gave me values 0 to 10. When I added the 1 to it, that gave me the 1 to 10. So let's run that again. And now I've gotten numbers between 1 and 10. I can adjust that, and let me go back to the 11 to give me 11 digits, but instead of adding 1 to it, let me subtract 5. Now think about what that might do. I'm generating a random number between 0 and 10, and then I'm subtracting 5 from it. Well, I run it, and now I've got positive and negative numbers. And the range is from -5 to a +5. By doing the 11, that incorporated the 0. Mod 11 gave me 11 digits, essentially, 11 values, and by subtracting the 5, I balanced it. So I can adjust that however I need to match whatever my random number needs are for integers. Well, thank you for watching this Dan on Tech video, and please subscribe to this playlist so you don't miss future videos. Please check out and subscribe to our other Dan on Tech channel playlists.